Hi guys, this is Angela from Zoo Lily, and here to show you a little bit about how to do succulent buttercream decorations at home. So just get right into it. These are the buttercream succulent cactus cupcakes that I'll be showing you how to do today. And I'm just going to show you a couple quick tricks on how to make those professional cupcakes at home for your friends for any occasion. So we're going to start off by doing a little bit of fake sand using graham cracker crumbs. So as you can see here, I've already crushed up some graham cracker crumbs, and we're going to be using it to give that sand feel. So what I like to do is just take your regular vanilla buttercream that's already into bags and just pipe a little bit around the outside of your pre-made cupcakes, and you can use whatever recipe you want for the actual cupcake, depending on what your occasion is. So you can see that I've just done a little ring here, and you just dip it right into the sand, the graham cracker crumbs, and you pull it out, and look at that, we've got a little ring. And then you add a little bit of buttercream right to the center, because one of the fun tricks that I like to do when I'm making these cactus cupcakes is actually taking some scrap piece of cake from any leftover cupcake that you may not have wanted from before, and you just put it right on top to get that nice dome. And then what you can do to really add the extra glue texture is just go right around the outside with your buttercream and solidify it in the fridge a little bit so that it hardens and it's easier to decorate for later. So I'm going to set that aside, and I actually have a hardened version already ready to go to show you the next step of your dome, which is the green buttercream. So as you can see here, the technique is just adding those vertical stripes to really get that cactus dome to cover over the top of it. So what you can do is actually add a little bit of buttercream right off the top just to get that extra layer. And then I like to go from the bottom all the way up. You just get a little bit of foundation and just start working way up the top. And this type of technique is perfect for any of those extra baking piping bag tips that you have. As you can see, it's a specific type of tip. And any of these baking type of things you can totally find at zoolily.com. And there you go. So what you would do is just cover this whole outside with buttercream, and you'll get the full effect. So now I'm going to move on to our next step, which is adding these beautiful pink cactus flowers. So we've got our pre-decorated, almost finished cupcake. It's not fully there. It's missing those extra details. So I'm going to take this pre-piped buttercream, and you can see that the tip here is a floral tip. So what you'll do is just really delicately pipe it onto the top. And you can do as many as you want. You can swirl it. I like to just do a couple of those big guys and then leave it at the top. And then because this cactus is so big, I like to add a few little guys right at the bottom just for that extra little detail, because who doesn't like little pink flowers growing out of sand on their succulents? So there you have that guy. And then, as you can tell, all of these cacti and succulents have that little extra bit of detail that makes them look slightly more realistic. So as you can see here on the final product, we've got these fun little dots, or spikes, or whatever you like to call them. So what I do is I take this white buttercream pre-piped, and you see the entrance of the tip is really, really small hole. So what you're going to want to do is just be really careful, and as the lines of the buttercream go up, what I like to do is just press in there and just let it go. And you want the tip to just give a little bit of that spiky feel. Oop. And sometimes you're not going to get it all the way up, because what you want to do is make sure that the buttercream is fairly refrigerated beforehand, because otherwise it won't come off as well. So you can see that as I'm lifting away, I'm just releasing the pressure on the tip of the buttercream, and it will give that spiky feel. So what you're going to want to do is cover the entire succulent in that texture. But I'm going to save time now. Instead of doing that, I'm just going to show you how you can get that effect all the way around the cactus and it looks more realistic. And then you can use other tips to create different florals, different succulents all around the base of the cupcake. So you can see here that I've used a few different techniques and a few different piping tips to actually create a lot of different textures. And something else that you can do is mix 2 different buttercreams in the same bag to actually get a 2-toned succulent leaf effect at little to no effort whatsoever. So all of these things you can totally shop on Zulily.com and get all of your baking needs. And I really encourage anyone to try these tips, friends and family, because who doesn't love succulents and who doesn't love a good cupcake? But that's it for today. I'm Angela. Thanks for tuning in, Zulily fans. I'll catch you next time.